Not a bad show. Not a very good one either. The Norfolk Scope Arena in Norfolk, Virginia was loud and vocal as the superstars of the Blue brand brought the show to their city. There was nothing especially wrong with this episode, but then again, very little of consequence happened on the show too. Let's look back at the 2 hours of action and analyze what worked and what failed to impress, across the duration of the episode. Here is our post-show best and worst analysis, served hot and fresh for you. We would love to hear from you, so let us know in the comments if you agree with our analysis, or if we missed out on any aspect of the show that caught your attention. Here is our take on this week's SmackDown Live episode. Number 1 Best shots fired at the Beast incarnate. This week on SmackDown Live, we saw the Singh brothers on the ramp, about to announce Jinder Mahal in their signature fashion. Only, this time, they called themselves the advocates of Jinder Mahal, which was a deft little dig at Paul Heyman and his Beast. With Brock Lesnar only making limited appearances for Raw leading up to Survivor Series, this was a great way to get some heat on the program, something it desperately needs, because nobody sees Jinder Mahal vs Brock Lesnar as anything but a squash match. Another amusing thing to note was Jinder Mahal talking about Lesnar jumping around in the ring with a smile on his face. The Singh brothers mimicked the Beast to the fullest, as they danced and pranced around too. Guess we all know who's going to Suplex City next, then. Not a bad show. Not a very good one either. Number 1 Worst Bobby Rode's promo. Anyone who's familiar with Bobby Rode's work on the microphone knows that he's a natural. However, something's amiss about the Rode we see on our television screens every week. He's not the same man we know from NXT. Not even the same guy from TNA. While his match against Dolph Ziggler wasn't bad at all, it was the promo that he cut at the end of the match that left us scratching our heads, confused. He asked the men yet to be determined for Survivor Series to show the same compassion and passion, as the men who've been picked to be a part of the team already. We understand passion, but why compassion? He ended his speech with, SmackDown up, Raw down, lines that one would necessarily associate more with someone like Braun Strowman than Bobby Roode. Not a bad show. Not a very good one either. Number 2 Best Stranger Things. Yes, we admit it. The joke about Ty Dillinger as a 10 and Breeze as 11, the popular character from Stranger Things, made us snicker in glee. It was great for WWE to capitalize on the popularity of TV show, Stranger Things, right when the second season aired. Timing is everything. Perhaps the most heartening thing about Stranger Things is the fact that it seems like a great platform for the re-debut of Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. The Bludgeon Brothers are heading into a feud with Breezango, and we honestly love it. That is if we are indeed reading the signals right, and the Bludgeon Brothers will make their re-debut in this manner. If not, feel free to shift this point into the worst column. Despite the joke from Ty Dillinger. Not a bad show. Not a very good one either. Number 2 Worst ill-timed advertisement. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode had the best match of their series, this week. However, we did not get to see a critical point during the match when Roode pinned Ziggler and scored a pinfall over the erstwhile show-off apostrophe. SmackDown Live went into commercial during a critical point during the match, and we returned to find that the scores were now even. Yes, we did see a replay of the proceedings, but it's a small consolation for those who had tuned in. Surely, the pinfalls in a staged contest can be timed in such a manner that they do not coincide with the commercial breaks. Not a well laid out match. Not a bad show. Not a very good one either. Number 3 Best team captains. Because the two brands are competing against one another, we are glad to see that the two authority figures are leading their units into battle as well. Both men are remnants of the Attitude Era, and therefore, familiar faces to the WWE Universe. Both men are proven draws. It's a great way to book them in a match and get old-time fans interested in it once again, without having either wrestle for a long period of time inside the ring. Kurt Angle vs Shane McMahon is the real story of Survivor Series. Everything else, including Brock Lesnar vs Jinder Mahal, are just sideshow attractions. Let's hope that there are more invasions, now that the team captains are set to lead the charge. Not a bad show. Not a very good one either. Number 3 Worst 3 weeks in a row. This is a classic case of WWE missing the pulse of what the fans are into, right now. While the Twitterverse has been buzzing about Baron Corbin and The Miz trading insults on social media, ahead of their match at Survivor Series, WWE has booked a Prague,